TGIF, thank God it's Friday, and happy Cinco de Mayo. In today's show, Bitcoin price sets a new May high above 29,500 as traders eye a breakout. Also, Plan B shares why the Bitcoin stock to flow halving is not yet priced in. I'll be breaking this down for you, as well as Montana governor signs a pro-crypto mining bill into law. Also in today's show, PEPE meme coin hits $1.5 billion market cap, fueled by the Binance listing. That means the frog-themed meme coin has surged more than 4,000% since its inception on April 14th. Also in today's show, Balaji, the former Coinbase CFO, pays out $1.5 million to close his Bitcoin bet and says he raised the public alarm since no one else will. Also in today's show, a new Bitcoin 2023 high is incoming, predicts economist and trader Alex Kruger. I'll be sharing his target as well as his timeline. Also quoting Max Keiser, the high priest of Bitcoin, the fiat money world is disintegrating as I predicted. It's all going to zero against Bitcoin. Every bank in America is technically insolvent. So is the Fed, and so is the government. America will soon be remembered as the building 7 of countries. Get some Bitcoin ASAP. We'll also be taking a look at the overall crypto market. All this, plus so much more, in today's show. Welcome everyone just tuning in. This is pod episode number 1272 of the Crypto News Alerts podcast. I'm your host JV, and today is Cinco de Mayo, May 5th, 2023, and the markets are pumping. Respect the pump. As you can see right here, we got Bitcoin up almost 2% for the day, trading above 29,400 at the time of this recording. We have Ether up 3.5%, trading just under $2,000, and as you can see, all the major cryptos pumping and in the green. And checking out coinmarketcap.com, the crypto market cap is back above 1.2 trillion. Let's go. With 37.5 billion in volume in the past 24 hours. Bitcoin dominance back on the rise at 47% even, and so is the Ether dominance on the rise at 19.4%. And checking out the top 100 crypto gainers in the past 24 hours, and now the 39th largest crypto in the world, PEPE, the meme coin, up 124% in the past 24 hours and up over 1,300% in the past week, which is pure insanity if you were to ask me. Another meme coin, Floki, leading the charts below that, up 63% for the past 24 hours, which is, again, pure insanity. But hey, meme coins taking over the world. What's going on? And we have the Woo network up 10%, trading just above 31 cents. And checking out the top 100 crypto gainers in the past week, massive gains. PEPE, as you can see, followed by Floki, followed by Woo. And checking out the Crypto Greed and Fear Index, one of my favorite indicators. We're currently rated as 61 greed. Yesterday a 64, and last week a 64, and also last month a 62 in greed. So there you have it. How many of you are bullish on the King Crypto? Make some noise in the live chat. And now let's dive into today's Bitcoin technical analysis. And welcome to everyone just tuning in. Much respect. Here we go. Bitcoin eyed a reclaim of further lost ground on May 5th as 30,000 remained in play. Here you're looking at the Bitcoin 1-hour candle chart. Data from Cointelegraph Markets Pro and TradingView followed Bitcoin as it spiked from 29.5 on Bitstamp, which is a new May high. And Bitcoin dipped with the U.S. equities as the Wall Street opened the day prior, but the weakness was short-lived at 29,000, which the support return, which has been holding strong. Ongoing market jitters from the U.S. banking crisis are now impacting several regional banks, continue to shape observer sentiment, as pointed out here by Arthur Hayes. What are we drinking this weekend? Left or right bank? As the domino effects continue in the banking realm. And also sharing here, 100% of all the regional banks in the U.S. have their stocks in red today for the first time ever. Yeah, real talk. This comes a day after the Federal Reserve Chairman, Jerome Powell, said the U.S. banking system was stronger than ever. So that tells us nobody believes Jay Powell, and they shouldn't. Financial commentary resource, the Kubisi letter, considered the potential for the fallout to continue to ripple outward, quoting them here. Today is the first day since March that the markets are taking the banking crisis seriously. The S&P 500 is down over 100 points from its high this week, while regional banks are at fresh lows. At first, it appeared the crisis was isolated, and perhaps this isn't as isolated as it seems. And after the Fed raised interest rates this week, the market expectations nonetheless pivoted to predicting to the end of the hiking cycle. According to the CME's Group Fed Watch tool, the next rate decision due in mid-June will not result in another shift higher. as predicted here. And when it comes to the Bitcoin price action, traders eyed the potential for a closer rematch with 30,000 and higher. Quoting Crypto Tony, Bitcoin update, playing around with ideas at the moment on Bitcoin. Now, I do not use these sort of trend lines often, but I cannot ignore this one as it coincides nicely with the range high I'm looking for us to hold. Best case, we tap the range of $32,000 and dump. Let me know if you agree or disagree with the crypto analyst. And for popular trader Allen, he was optimistic about the upside continuation, which could mimic its breakout from late 2020. Quoting him here, Bitcoin has entered the phase of storing of power, and he says this is for the preparation of the incoming bull run. We'll send it and let's go. And checking out the shorter time frames, we have Trader Ninja, who set a more conservative level to return to support. He shared here, bulls should hold above 28.9 to 29,000. The quicker they reclaim above 29.2, the better. So there you have it. And quoting Plan B, creator of the Bitcoin stock to flow model, he just tweeted, why is the Bitcoin stock to flow halving not priced in? Because about 50% thinks the Bitcoin price jumps after last three halvings, which you can see in the red, are a coincidence, and halvings are the key to the stock to flow. But these critics focus on the auto correlation between the halvings and conclude there is no relation between stock to flow and halvings in price. I disagree. Obviously, 2024 halving will be very interesting, to say the least, right? And it's only less than a year away now, as we will have that halving. And someone responded, to understand the magnitude of the halving, we have to consider 50% of the people think the halving is priced in. What about the 98 to 99% of the population of the world who are not thinking about the Bitcoin and the halving? And Plan B responded, this is very true. Newcomers don't even know what the halving is, let alone the stock to flow. And he makes a great point. So there you have it. And now let's dive into our next breaking story of the day. And that's the Montana Bitcoin bill being signed by the governor. Let's break this down, shall we? Here we go. Greg Gianforte, governor of Montana, signed into law a bill largely preventing local governments in the state from passing laws prohibiting crypto mining. Let's go. According to records with the Montana legislator, he signed this law, SB 178, on May 2nd, after the bill passed both the state and House and Senate. The legislation effectively enshrines crypto miners' rights in the state by revising existing laws prohibiting discriminatory electoral rates for mining firms and not allowing taxation for crypto used as a method of payment. Take that, Sleepy Joe. The latest version of the bill suggested the legislation was introduced partly as a preventative measure in response to certain proposals in other states. An example, digital asset mining has often faced difficulty with regulations at the state and local level. For example, in April, lawmakers in the Texas State Senate introduced a bill aimed at limiting incentives for crypto miners through a participation in a program intended to compensate them for load reductions on the state's power grid. And this is actually this bill being signed into law, which is official. So let's go Montana. Now, crypto advocacy group Satoshi Action Fund has supported the pro-mining legislation in certain states. Lawmakers in Arkansas State House and Senate passed a bill similar to Montana's. Satoshi Action Fund CEO Dennis Porter reported Arkansas Governor Sarah Huckabee Sanders had already signed this bill into law, but the legislator's website did not show such an action at the time of publication. Quoting Porter, at the state level, we can have a lot of progress, we can move things forward, and there isn't a whole lot of federal government can do in the meantime. And similar pro-mining legislation has been moving forward in Mississippi state legislature, but the bill died back in March. Porter said a Missouri bill was a further little behind in the process, but still progressing in the legislature. And at the Fed level, the Biden administration recently renewed a push for a 30% tax on cryptocurrency miners as part of the FY 2024 budget proposal, which is pure insanity. I hope this does not come into fruition. You would move all the miners out of the US, which would be insanity, as I said. The tax would potentially target the miners' electricity usage. So there you have it, as the Bitcoin game theory continues around the world. And now let's break down our next story of the day, and that's what's on everyone's mind in crypto right now. PEPE, the meme coin, which just hit a $1.5 billion market cap and is now the 38th largest cryptocurrency in the world by market cap. Again, you can't make this stuff up. The frog-themed meme coin, PEPE, surged over 85% in the last 24 hours to surpass the billion market cap 3 weeks after its launch on April 14, 2023. And you can see the trend going currently parabolic. Just note, just as fast as it goes up, it can go down. Anything can happen, and it's gambling at the end of the day, if you're to ask me. But nonetheless, ironically, the core value proposition of PEPE is that there isn't one. Interesting. The official website for the crypto features a disclaimer that describes investment in the token in the following manner. This is quoting the website. PEPE is a meme coin with no intrinsic value or expectation of financial return. There is no formal team or roadmap. The coin is completely useless and for entertainment purposes only. And now it's one of the largest cryptos in the world. Currently, PEPE seems to be treading a similar path to its more well-known meme coin counterparts, Dogecoin and SHIB. In 2021, Doge surged by over 23,000%, mainly due to the vocal support of the token espoused by billionaire Elon Musk on crypto Twitter. And similarly, SHIB surged by over 1,250% during the 2021 crypto bull market after using Doge as a springboard for its popularity. And due to the lack of any underlying fundamentals, investments in meme coins obviously are high risk, and they are notorious for extreme volatility and major swings in value. A closer look at some of the on-chain activity from PEPE insiders points to some concerning trades. Check this out. According to data from the blockchain analytics service Look On Chain, 5 addresses allegedly linked to the PEPE team made $1.23 million in profit in a thin liquid market. They purchased 8.87 trillion PEPE at the low price and sold over 90% of their holdings on Uniswap for a gain. It's also worth noting that some of the top PEPE holders are centralized exchanges. However, according to data tracked by analyst 008.eth, non-exchange PEPE whales have reduced their positions recently, hinting at profit taken that coincided with a price correction back on May 3rd. So there you have it. What are your thoughts surrounding PEPE coin and meme coins in general? Let me know your honest thoughts in the comments below, and how many of you are investors in PEPE, Dogecoin, SHIB, or any of the meme coins. Let me know, and at the end of the show, I'll be reading your comments out loud. And we're currently pumping. We're back above 29,600 and heading towards $30,000. Hopefully we can hit 30,000 during today's live show. Let's wish this into existence, shall we? Now let's break down the latest with Balaji and his $1.5 million bet. Former Coinbase Chief Technology Officer Balaji paid out $1.5 million to close out his long shot bet on the Bitcoin price. Back in March, he made waves in the crypto world after placing $1 million bet. The Bitcoin would skyrocket to $1 million per coin in just 90 days, with that cutoff time being June 17th, in response to the failing banks as well as hyperinflation. At that time, Bitcoin was trading at $27,000. Now the former Coinbase CTO says that in a new video, he closed out the wager early and claims he just made the bet just to raise the public alarm about the U.S. Fed's monetary policy. Quoting him here, "I burned $1 million to tell you they're printing trillions of dollars. First, I'm going to talk about the million, then the trillions. So remember, that $1 million bet from a few weeks ago, I just settled it up front. I settled it early. $500,000 to Bitcoin Core, $500,000 to give directly, and $500,000 to Medlock. You can check those links on chain. You can read details about Balaji's fiat, and there's just some legal details to work out, but that is now done. That's provable. You can go check it. So that takes care of the million. That's the proof of work. Now let's talk about the trillions. So the reason that I did this is I wanted to tell you in a provable way and send a provable signal that there is something wrong in the economy. I am not in the habit of just burning $1 million for the sake of it. There is something wrong in the economy, and the state isn't telling you about it, and things could unwind very fast. He also notes that he donated more than he initially committed, which is a fact. In fact, he outlines that in this video entitled "I Burned $1 Million," and that's why he paid out $1.5 million. So he also says that the U.S. economy went from a mild recession to financial crisis in just 2 quarters in 2008. And so what are your thoughts surrounding him putting up $1.5 million to warn us that they will continue to print trillions? Let me know in the comments right down below. And now let's break down a new all-time high prediction for this year of 2023 for the King Crypto, and then we'll dive into what Max has to share regarding the U.S. banking crisis and governments and the Fed all technically being insolvent, and then we'll dive into some live Q&A. Economist and crypto trader Alex Kruger is bullish on the King Crypto and predicts a new yearly high as more U.S. banks falter. That's right, let the domino effect continue. Kruger tells his 153,000 Twitter followers he believes Bitcoin will hit a new high for 2023 this month in May. Send it. Let's freaking go. How cool would that be? New Bitcoin highs coming in May. Hope you're ready for it. The crypto trader also says the Bitcoin is showing strength against the collapsing U.S. regional banks. Facts. Quoting him here. Year highs. People are too bearish. Small banks wrecked. Negative correlation with banks' paper is not a fluke. And another widely followed analyst is also bullish on Bitcoin this month. Synonymous crypto strategist Crypto Calio tells his 600,000 Twitter followers he predicts Bitcoin is going to cross $40,000 in the near term. Bring it. Calio believes that the chart of Bitcoin against the S&P 500 indicates Bitcoin will continue on the upwards trajectory after having broken out of its diagonal resistance. The trader predicts Bitcoin's value against the SPX will rise to a level last seen a year ago. Quoting him here, Bitcoin versus the SPX, looking at the Bitcoin SPX ratio, we still haven't even broken above the 2017 all-time high. So with Bitcoin continuing to strengthen as it's proven to be a safe haven from fear in the banks, a return to the May 2022 breakdown level feels pretty intuitive. That would be 40,000 as outlined right here in this chart. He also says that if Bitcoin crosses the key 30,000 level, the King crypto will likely rally by next week to the upper high time frame diagonal trend line formed with a breakout back in February, which would put it in the $33,000 to $34,000 range. Send it. So there you have it. Let me know if you agree or disagree with the crypto analyst. And now let's break down our final story of the day, which is Max Keiser and his warning to buy some Bitcoin ASAP as the U.S. regional banks are insolvent and will continue collapsing like dominoes along with the Fed and the government. There's just no money. You know what I mean? So yeah, long Bitcoin, short the banks, only keeping the bank at the end of the day what you can afford to lose. And shout out to Max Keiser and Stacey Herbert. Love what they're doing out there in El Salvador. And massive shout out to the president, Bukele. Prominent Bitcoin supporter Max Keiser has taken to Twitter to comment on the recent collapse of First Republic Bank. Quoting him right here on crypto Twitter, the fiat money world is disintegrating as I predicted. It's all going to zero against Bitcoin. Every bank in America is technically insolvent, and so is the Fed, and so is the government. America will soon be remembered as the building 7 of countries. Get some Bitcoin ASAP because it's happening. Facts, fam, and very bold words coming from the high priest of Bitcoin. This was not the first large U.S. bank that has gone down recently and bailed out by the government or bought by larger banks. The latter occurred with First Republic. Its assets were acquired by banking giant J.P. Morgan, run by Jamie Dimon, the tapeworm himself, as Max does that infamous impression. Prior to signature banks, Silicon Valley Bank and Silvergate Bank and several more, saw their shares plunge and were then closed down. Max Keiser has now commented on his video from 2022 interview where he stated that all fiat currencies are going to zero. That's the infamous video where he's ripping up the fiat currency. He repeated it now, saying the world is of fiat money is disintegrating. It's all going to zero against Bitcoin. And he also believes that the banks in the U.S. are now technically insolvent, and so is the Fed. So if you can't trust the government, you can't trust the banks, what can you trust? Bitcoin, right? Because it's backed by mathematics. Now, prominent crypto analyst Mikhail Van de Poppe also believes that the banks failing now is bullish for the King crypto. In a recent tweet, he opined that should Bitcoin manage to break above the 29.2 level, it may trigger new highs. And guess what? We're currently above 29.6. So bring it. So far, the analyst says Bitcoin is stuck between 28.3 zone and 29.150. Well, not any longer, but here was his tweet. Bitcoin is pretty much stuck in between. The bulls are happy, the bears are happy, and finding arguments. I would say that the break above 29.2 and definite confirmation through a retest that may trigger for new highs. Banks failing, how hard it may sound, is actually bullish for Bitcoin. I agree 100%. I mean, it sounds crazy. I mean, one bank bites the dust and another one and another one. But that's the most bullish thing because we have to keep in mind that Bitcoin was designed for chaos. It was birthed after the 2008 financial crisis, right? The first Genesis block was released in January of 2009. So this is the environment that crypto, Bitcoin, thrives in, right? So people are like, oh, I don't know what to do. There's so much uncertainty. Well, the one thing that's certain, there can never be more than 21 million supply of Bitcoin in existence. That's the only thing with certainty. Fiat, they're going to continue to print trillions. Gold, they could introduce new amounts to the market every year, in which they do to suppress the value of precious metals. You already know, fam. So at this point, what do? You buy Bitcoin. If you don't buy Bitcoin, It's like a melting ice cube. Your savings is going to disappear due to hyperinflation. The purchasing power of the dollar is getting worse and worse day by day. Look at the prices compared to last year to today. You know what I mean? In the economy, things like eggs, things like milk, your groceries, your oil, your gas, your rent, your mortgage, all this stuff. It's insanity, and it's going to continue to get worse probably before it gets any better. So what can you do to protect yourself and hedge against hyperinflation? Buy Bitcoin. So that's the big message of today's video. If this resonates with you, let me know in the comments right down below. And Max also is predicting a $220,000 Bitcoin price. I feel it's only a matter of time. I don't think that's likely to occur this year, even though anything is possible. I think more than likely we return to a new all-time high next year in 2024, year of the halving. Then 2025, I'm anticipating a multiple six-figure Bitcoin price. Not just six figures, like 100 grand, but I'm talking 200, 300,000. And I think that's possible because I think we're soon going to witness the death of the dollar, which we're starting to witness right now in real time in the United States. And with that being shared, fam, now let's dive into today's Q&A, and you can ask me anything, and this is your opportunity. Get all of your comments, read out loud, and for your voice to be heard. Good morning, and welcome to each and every one of you in the live chat, as I greatly appreciate everyone's support. Once again, happy Cinco de Mayo. Uber Hodler, Digital Dankness, good to see the fam. Finer than frog hair here. Gotta love the meme coin themes here. Awaiting a huge Bitcoin candle. We refer to that as the God candle, so much respect to Uber Hodler. Hopefully, looking forward to this as well. I think we all are. Tesla's having a good morning, says Jeff. Good morning, Jeff. Good morning, Mike M. Good to see you. Digital Dankness, always a pleasure. First time poster, Wacky. I appreciate you tuning in live, and I appreciate you retweeting today's show along with Digital Dankness. It means a lot. Appreciate the support. Gracias, amigo. De nada, fam. Bitcoin could be worth $10 million, adjusted for inflation, $25 million. Quoting the late, great Hal Finney. It was just his birthday the other day. So happy belated birthday to Hal, and rest in peace, or should I say, rest empowered. You know what I mean? Empowered. I will watch. I appreciate you tuning in and watching. This is pod episode number 1272. If you're new to the show and the channel, make sure you're subscribed and hit that bell icon to turn on all notifications. Yesterday, I did another bonus content interview with a Bitcoin miner CEO, and she's a woman, powerhouse, and there's not that many women CEO Bitcoin miners out there. So I'm going to be sharing this content more than likely sometime over the weekend, so be on the lookout for that, just FYI. And if you missed the previous bonus content interview that I did with that Bitcoin quant money nerd who got into Bitcoin back when it was only $4 back in 2012, make sure to check that out as well, as he breaks down how to unbank yourself and how to pay all of your bills with crypto so that you're no longer dependent upon a bank. Very powerful words, and if you missed it, like I said, you can find it on the channel under videos. Go check that out. Bitcoin Maximus, good morning and welcome. Nathan Roth, good to see you. Let's freaking go. You already know. PEPE is not listed in the US, says Jeff. Doesn't surprise me. It's more than likely an unregistered security, and there's probably going to be backlash from any exchanges listing it in the US. So you may have to try Uniswap or one of those decentralized exchanges. I don't even expect that to be listed on Binance US. You know what I mean? Because the regulation is pretty harsh. But what do I know? You guys let me know. Any of you guys currently own PEPE? Let me know. Alan Haley says this is the current price of Monkey Coin. You can't even say the number. It's 10, 12, 14 zeros. Yeah, it is what it is. Happy Friday, Crypto News Alerts. Let's get it pumping. Matthew J. Welcome, fam, and let's pump it up, shall we? Revenge of the Fifth. Word up. Classic cool. When the USA government goes crypto, would they have their own coin? They're already discussing it. A Biden coin worth $1 trillion to pay off debt, but it's not going to end well or fare well. I can guarantee you that. It'll be hilarious if they actually follow through with it. Floki also is not available in the U.S. exchanges. And again, it doesn't surprise me because then the SEC would be going after them with the Wells notice to delist it for selling unregistered security. But international laws are much different, more flexible than here in the United States. So they don't want those in the United States involved, apparently. It is what it is. Good morning and welcome. ETH is almost 2,000. That's right. The entire crypto market is pumping. The ETH market dominance is also climbing along with Bitcoin. Gold is higher than ETH. That is hilarious. What is gold at right now per ounce? Are we above 2,000? I know it recently just hit an all-time high as a result of the Fed chairman lying to the public, and we immediately pumped after risk off assets such as precious metals and Bitcoin and crypto. You know what I mean? Gold is only up 8% since 2011. That's kind of sorry, right? Is that for real? It's only up 8% since 2011. So it's like gold is permanently stuck at $2,000 an ounce in that ballpark. Seems that way. That was after the big gold run from 2004 to 2011, after the first gold spot ETF was allowed in 2004. Good to note. Josh Runge, good morning and welcome. Rocket ship to the moon. Now varsity, let's go. Mark Thomas waiting for the elevator to bring Pepe back to Earth. Yeah, right now it's in Mars, right? Let's see, if I had $2,000 to invest in gold or Bitcoin 10 years ago, which would I choose? Well, let's do the math. If gold is up 8% in the past decade, Bitcoin's up 20,000% in the past decade. What do you prefer? 20,000% gains or 8%? Oh my God. Driving and listening to Alpha. That's what's up, Megadon. Appreciate you tuning in and doing what you're doing, even though you're multitasking. I should have picked gold because I can hold it in my hand and it's great for fillings. Are you serious? Are you talking about gold tooth fillings? I mean, what in the world? Yeah, it's also easy to confiscate as well. You know what I mean? I much rather have the digital version, which is the king. Pump and dump scheme. Maximus, that's right. Many of these meme coins are absolutely pump and dump schemes. They're clear on the website. They tell you what it is. There's no intrinsic value. It just is what it is. People just love a quick come up. You know what I mean? They love gambling. Rudy says, Crypto News Alerts, JV, smash that like. He kicked off the weekend. Absolutely. And let's pump back above 30,000 this weekend, shall we? Let's do it. Let's hit a new yearly high in May, as Kruger is predicting. I would love to see that myself. Who wants to go to LA in October for my birthday celebration at Pacific Bitcoin? Word up. Well, shout out to LA, West Side. That would be pretty awesome. Also, I think the Bitcoin conference in Miami started today, May 5th on Cinco de Mayo. Is that accurate? How many of you are in Miami to attend that conference? I was there last year but was unable to attend this year, but I'm just curious, so please do let me know. El Salvador is looking pretty damn attractive. You can say that again. As I shared yesterday, the breaking news, Bukele signed into law that tax bill where if you're a technology company, virtually zero taxes. You can't really beat that. And I agree. El Salvador is looking more and more attractive day by day as the United States continues to look less and less attractive day by day. You know what I mean? Richard, I may be there right after the PB conference in October. Helen, good to see you, family. Always a pleasure. She says Max and Stacy was good. Yeah, massive shout out to Max and Stacy, our favorite Bitcoin power couple out there, making massive moves. Any predictions on total number of banks to collapse? All of them. All the regional banks can collapse. I think this is a banking takeover of the sector. I think it's all planned and orchestrated. I think the banks such as JP Morgan Chase will be the recipients at taking over the majority of these smaller banks, and there may only be just a handful of larger banks. You know what I mean? As the regional banks continue to collapse like dominoes. So I personally think no regional bank is safe, and they're more than likely to get taken over eventually, in my humble opinion. Let me know if y'all agree or disagree. You know what I mean? Bitcoin only, says Helen. That's what's up. Richard, Bitcoin and Tesla. Coinfather says 100% Richard. Thanks, Helen. The perfect handle. Can you explain that stock to flow a bit more? I feel lost when you talked about that. Yeah, sure, Lazy Turtle. So ultimately, Bitcoin is driven by supply and demand, which is the stock to flow. And every 4 years, the Bitcoin rewards to miners get cut in half. And when that happens, there's scarcity, and with scarcity and high demand, it basically is number go up technology. You kind of got to look at it this way. If there was a Mickey Mantle rookie card, you know what I mean, and there was only one of them left in perfect mint condition, you know what I mean, and there was a high demand for people to buy this, the price is going to continue to go up, right? But what happens if they flood the market with additional so-called rookie mint, Mickey Mantle cards, and now instead of just one, there's hundreds of them. The value drastically gets reduced. You You know what I mean? So Bitcoin has number go up technology, which is the complete opposite of fiat, where with fiat, they'll just print more trillions with money printer go burr, devaluing the purchasing power of the dollar. But with the Bitcoin halving every 4 years, it increases the value. You know what I mean? That's why we always reach new all-time highs the year of the halving, and then the peak cycle high is typically the year after the halving, just like we witnessed the halving in 2020. The year following the halving in 2021, we hit 69,000, and if we backtrack to the 2016 halving, it was in 2017 we reached the all-time high of $20,000. So let me know if that resonates or makes sense, or if you need further clarification. Tesla is going to 8,000 by 2030, a good way to diversify, says Richard Fenton. Word up. And Wormer, good to see you. Good morning and welcome. Stock the flow. Yes. 21 million total Bitcoin facts, never more, likely less as people lose their keys. And that's a great point I want to touch upon. Not only is that a finite limited supply of 21 million, we're not even considering the lost Bitcoin. What if Satoshi's wallet can never be accessed again? What if Satoshi is no longer here on planet Earth and he ascended into the spiritual realms with, you know what I mean? So that's like 3 million Bitcoin in of itself, then all the lost Bitcoin. So realistically, in my calculations, I think there's only ever going to be 16 to 17 million Bitcoin total circulating supply, because some of those are going to be stagnant and locked in wallets forever and unaccessible, which makes it even that much more scarce. And for everyone who loses their crypto, for example, passes away and can no longer access it, it gives everyone in the Bitcoin blockchain a raise. You know what I mean? It's pretty amazing. And Satoshi thought that through. He actually once was quoted saying something like that. Like, you know what I mean? I lost my keys, says Richard. I hope you're not being real. Fortunately, it was in my car. Oh, are you referring to your car keys, dog? Let's smash that like button, JV. Show the support. I appreciate that. Nathan Roth means the world to me. Much love. Maximus says the Bitcoin stock to flow. The prediction model uses the relationship between the existing supply of the Bitcoin and the rate at which the miners create the new Bitcoin to estimate the future prices. Spot on. And ultimately, the stock to flow in Plan B is predicting a Bitcoin price between $100,000 and $1 million between 2024 and 2025. So that's a pretty wide gap, but nonetheless, we're talking six figures and up, so pretty damn optimistic to say the least. Richard, new car keys don't need your keys, just don't lose your cell. Word. Jeremy Amos, any thought on the storage coin, Filecoin? I saw it's been pumping in more recent times. I'm not so familiar with it and not an expert, so I don't like to speak upon it unless I know more about it. But if anyone has any insights on Filecoin, please do feel free to share for Jeremy, and I'll read those comments out loud, as many of you may know a lot more about it than I do. You know what I mean? Bring facts in the building. Coinbase price alert just flashed on ETH. Word up. Is that a buy signal or a sell signal? What are you talking about? Holla. Smash the like button, fam. Thank you, Wacky. Lil Freestyle says Pepe market cap $2 billion tonight. Most likely. Isn't that insane? Pepe, if it goes into the top 10 cryptos, you know what I mean? Just like that. Is that the quickest crypto to rise like that? It was literally nothing a few weeks ago, and now it's $1.5 billion market cap, the 38th largest crypto in the world. Insanity. You know what I mean? Pepe. Confiscation right down one's teeth. Love from Cape Town, South Africa, says Werner. Appreciate you joining us from South Africa. Much respect to all the Africans. Coinfather says, rough estimate, there will only be 12 to 14 million circulating when all mined. Yes, even less than I thought, even more scarce. That means even more bullish. Thank you for sharing your thoughts, Coinfather. You know what I mean? I think too. Invest Answers said 14 to 15 million Bitcoin. Yeah, so we're telling you there's a lot less than you think. And if you calculate the fact, there's roughly, I think, 51 million millionaires in the entire world population. 50, let's just say 50, round number, 50 millionaires in the world. So if there's only going to ever be roughly 15 million Bitcoin circulating, that means not even every millionaire in the world can own one Bitcoin. Let that sink in, fam. Let that sink in. Just a price alert that it's up 6% today. Oh, that's right, because the entire market's pumping. Filecoin is no SIA coin. Filecoin was junk from the initial offering, says Rudy. What's going on, Bitcoin Trini? Welcome, good morning, good afternoon. Filecoin is proof of work. Can't remember the sauce, but Reddit was considered a commodity. Maximus says, I need some oil with the THC. I can't get it here for my sports injury. Oh, that sucks. You need CBD oil or THC oil, because you can probably buy CBD oil online. because it doesn't have the psychoactive effects of the THC. Rudy says JV's laugh is contagious. Appreciate that, fam. Overall, Filecoin aims to create a more open, secure, and efficient storage network that is free from the control of large centralized organizations. Word up. Actually, let's take a look at this PEPE coin on CoinMarketCap right now. I'm going to go here. I'm going to do a refresh. You can see the market cap's currently pumping. That's awesome. Let's go to the top gainers for the past day, and you can see PEPE currently rated number 38, trading at 0.00003995, up 1,400% for the week. Market cap is currently $1.5 billion. Now, this is what trips me out. It's the volume in the past 24 hours, 1.6 billion. The 24-hour volume is larger than the market cap. But here's what trips me out even more. The circulating supply is 391 trillion. If I'm calculating that right, considering there's 1, 2, 3, 4 commas, and there's 3, 6, 9 zeros. Correct me if I'm wrong, but that's a circulating supply of 391 trillion PEPE. And then you can just see this chart. It's going absolutely parabolic. Let's actually click on it and see what it has to say here. Let's check out the current markets which are offering it. And I am not shilling this coin. I am not an investor of the coin. I have no plans on buying the coin. I just find it interesting as I cover the crypto news, and this is now a top cryptocurrency in the world by market cap. Currently available on Uniswap and KuCoin. They just announced listing it on Binance, which is part of the reason it just started going parabolic once again. As you all know, Binance being the largest crypto exchange in the world, right? So it's just pretty wild. And checking out the overview, you can see the charts. I don't know clearly what you can see here on the screen, but it's getting cut off there, so all good. We're going to end that out there. But I just wanted to bring that up because it is absolutely wild if you're to ask me. And these meme coins, it seems like they're taking over crypto, and people don't care about it not having any intrinsic value. They just want to ride the ride and be a part of something, it seems. You know what I mean? Jeremy says, been sitting on file since last year. It sure doesn't move much. I may swap it for Bitcoin when it dips again. Word up. Enough PEPE for everyone in the universe. That's right. Everyone could be a hodler at PEPE. There's more than enough to go around in this universe. 100%. Who is buying this PEPE coin? Is it some kind of 4chan nonsense? Apparently, people are buying it. Crypto investors that are trying to get rich. A lot of the big influencers in crypto, including BitBoy, he's very bullish on it. He's been shilling it as well. So when you have major influencers pumping it, what does everyone else do? They start to buy it as well, and it starts pumping. And now the exchanges all want a part of it because there's so much money to be made on that trading volume that they're starting to list it. And naturally, the more major exchange list a coin, the more people have access to buy it. Because think about all the investors on Binance. It got the largest amount of investors buying crypto. So once that is actually listed, people can go nuts and buy it. You know what I mean? So that's just the nature. When altcoins are released, the more easier it is for the average person to buy it, meaning being listed on more exchanges, the more it's going to pump. And that's what leads a lot of these surges being announced on different exchanges. You know what I mean? But I'm not so optimistic that I think Coinbase is going to be listing this, the largest crypto exchange in the United States, because I think the SEC would probably come after them, but you never know. We'll see how this thing plays out. File uses a blockchain-based system to enable users to rent out their unused storage space to others on the network. Very interesting. Uber says people will choose anything over fiat. Exactly. If I had a choice, I'd choose PEPE over US dollar. If I had the choice, I'd choose any altcoin over the US dollar because I don't see any value, any intrinsic value in the US dollar, considering they're going to continue to print trillions, considering how devalued the US dollar has become over the recent years. I want no part of it. So everything looks appetizing. So that's actually a great point. Yet PEPE is not available on the US exchanges. And like I said, that doesn't surprise me. Much rather buy sats. Exactly, 100%. I'm all about stacking sats. You know it's a way of life here at Crypto News Alerts. Well, I hope PEPE coiners entering the crypto market all learn to mature into Bitcoin maxis. Well, what's going to happen is a lot of people are going to get rich. A lot of people already have gotten rich off of PEPE, but there's going to be a massive amount of losers when this thing crashes and people get stuck with their bags. You know what I mean? And that's the sad reality. And that's why a lot of people don't like to participate in these meme coins, because a lot of people end up getting hurt. Granted, they're adults, you know what I mean? They should understand the what can potentially happen. Anything can go to zero at the end of the day, including fiat. You know what I mean? BitBoy will dump soon, says Bitcoin Maximus. We know what you mean, dog. Appreciate that, Midnight Caller, and appreciate you tuning in. You know what I mean? And with that being shared, fam, let's now end the show with the big finish, which is a recap of what I covered with you here in today's show. We broke down the latest technical analysis as the Bitcoin price sets a new May high, now above $29,600 as top traders are eyeing a breakout. Also shared the latest from Plan B, creator of the Bitcoin stock to flow model. We also discussed the latest of what's happening in Montana with their governor signing a pro-crypto mining bill into law to protect Bitcoin mining. We also discussed PEPE hitting a $1.5 billion market cap fueled by the Binance listing, surging now more than 4,000% since its inception, April 14th. We also discussed Balaji paying out $1.5 million to close his Bitcoin bet and says he raised public alarm since no one else would do so. We also discussed new Bitcoin 2023 high incoming, predicts economist and trader Alex Kruger. I shared his timeline. We also discussed the latest from the one and only Max KEISER, who says the fiat money world is disintegrating as I predicted, and it's all going to zero against Bitcoin. Every bank in America is technically insolvent, so is the Fed and so is the government. America will soon be remembered as the building 7 of countries. Get some Bitcoin ASAP or forever hold your peace. And with that being shared, fam,